What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Storm Sessions podcast. My name is Danny Enriquez, and I am here with the left tackle for your Miami Hurricanes, Markel Bell. Markel, how you doing?
Doing good, man. How about you?
Doing great. Heard there's some good news at home.
Yeah.
Your brother and sister graduating high school, now on their way to the next step, higher education. How you feeling?
Man, I'm real proud of them, man. Just seeing them take that next step into the real world, you know. Really, I'm really proud of them as a big brother.
And you're an example to them too, right? Because you went through the junior college route, then to now to the University of Miami.
Yes.
So give them tips and all that.
Yeah, I'm giving them tips on what to expect, and you know what I'm saying. I'm just really proud of them. I'm just really proud of them. Really proud of them.
Were there ever like boyfriends showing up with your sister, and then they see you standing in the background and freak out? Did that ever go down?
Man, that ever happen.
So I got to ask you about the chain you got on, because apparently there's a story behind that one. So tell me, how'd you get that chain?
Well, first, it was during the season, and Cam Ward had invited us to Paris. Paris Steakhouse is up here, not too far from school, but he invited us, man. It was a normal day. Then he just, a bunch of guys come out the back, you know what I'm saying, with chain, with our numbers on. So we just going all crazy, man. And it hit the internet that was dragging it. It was saying you spent like $3.5 million on the chains. And so, man, it's real awesome, man, real cool, because I had never had anybody do anything for me. So I'm real grateful for him doing this for me.
You know, obviously you're gonna have your moment, right, with all that. It's when you watch on TV and he's out there doing his highlights, having a lot of time in the pocket. I heard the announcers say, hey, we think he's going to be a stud, but you know, he's not going to have the time he had in college and the pros. How does that make you feel to know that you were a part of his success here at the University of Miami?
Man, I'm just really grateful to be to block for him, you know. And you know, I always said just anybody who's back there, you know, so I'm grateful to be their O-lineman, you know. But man, just him as a person as well, it's just amazing to be around, and it gives me somebody, you know what I'm saying, to look up to, you know what I'm saying, because that I can, you know, so I can look up to him because he's so good as a person. So yeah.
Speaking of looking up to people, I know at home you had your mom working hard, also your great aunt helping raise you. Yeah. What was it like growing up there in Cleveland, Mississippi with your family?
Man, well, first I lived way out in the country, man. It was just me, my mother, and my aunt living in a little shack, little country shack. Then my aunt moved out to the outer skirts of Cleveland. It's like a little town called Renova, Mississippi. So we moved out there, and it was just us. And just growing up, man, it was in Cleveland, man. There's only three things you can do, man. You get to go to school, play football, play sports, you know what I'm saying, or you can be in the streets. Simple as that. And so, man, I just chose that route, and by God's grace, man, I'm here.
I heard from even a young age, you know, grade wise, if your grades were not up to par, and I don't mean like passing, I mean high level, you know, you're upset and your mom has to calm you down. Why was that always so important to you to have good academic performance?
I just knew that was my way out. And, you know, so I knew that grades and football was my way out, and that was the only way I can do it. So just getting my best foot forward, you know.
Were you always more of a city kind of guy, or did you like the country stuff as far as going out hunting, fishing, all that kind of stuff?
I'm very familiar with the country, but I wasn't very familiar with the city, and you know, so I'm loving it down. I'm loving it down here. It's not too busy for me or nothing, but man, I'm appreciating the city now. Yeah.
Listen, I mean, it's not the smallest town in Mississippi, but in a smaller area than we're used to out here. I'm sure you stood out pretty early as far as your potential for athletics. So what was it like as far as becoming a football player?
Man, well, at first I joined football. I didn't know anything about football. I joined football because my homeboys played, you know. I joined in 7th grade in middle school, and just going through, I found love into the game of football, man. I found out what it means to grind, you know. So I fell in love with that, and I really appreciate, you know what I'm saying, just grinding into the game, and people introducing me to that as well. Yeah.
Were you always physical? I mean, you obviously had the size, but were you always like ready to hurt somebody, or was it kind of like, hey man, you had to kind of learn your power a little bit?
No, yeah, I had to learn myself, because obviously, man, I wasn't always this big. In 7th grade, I was only like 5. I was 5'8". I was 5'8" in 7th grade, but you know, so I was a big guy, and it took me a little minute to know that I was a big guy and how to play as a big guy, you know. So yeah.
Your mom called you a gentle giant. Is that true? I mean, were you kind of calm or?
Nah, I was gentle around her. I was gentle around her, man. But I'm a cool guy. I'm a chill guy. I don't do too much. So yeah.
Look, we've seen you on the field, so we know how your demeanor is in that area.
Yeah.
Did you start playing basketball early, or was that a later thing?
That was a later thing. I didn't start playing basketball until around ninth grade. But I played football during the 7th grade and on up.
On the football side, always a lineman?
Yeah, I was a lineman.
Offensive or defensive?
I always played lineman. I always an old lineman. I was a left tackle. Every time I was a left tackle.
You know, and nothing's changed. Yeah. Now on the basketball court, were you a center?
Yeah, I was center. Yeah,
what was your game like in the basketball court?
Man, I was down in the paint, man, grinding, mouse in the house. Though they call it mouse in the house, man, just drop stepping, lay up, that's all.
Because, we always ask the offensive linemen because they all say they're hoopers. Yeah, Francis, he's more the physical guy, I heard. Inez Cooper, all finesse. He's out there shooting threes. Yeah. Kinsler says he's a point guard. So how do you assess? Have you played basketball with all these guys? Can you assess their games?
I haven't played with them. I haven't saw them, but I hear the stories. I hear the stories, man, and it just makes me laugh. Man.
So once you started playing football, like, were you good right away? Was there something where you kind of had to build up?
No, I most definitely had to build up. There's been a story in my life, just developmental standpoint, just taking and learning, taking the L's and learning from them, and I'm fine with that. Yeah.
And look, that takes a lot of maturity at a young age because, young kid, you get frustrated, all that. Sometimes you want to quit if you lose, take your ball, go home. What was it that allowed you to say, like, all right, this is part of the process, part of the development at a young age when, a lot of people don't know any better?
Man, I just knew that I didn't like to lose. And I knew I wanted to get better because I saw everybody, everybody else was running fast and were much stronger than me. So I just knew I wanted to get better because I knew I wanted to be the best. I wanted to be the best version of me that I could be, in that area of my life. So yeah.
And where'd that come from? Just wanting to get out, or what was it that gave you that?
It just I hated to lose. I didn't want to lose, and I didn't want to be the guy to make us lose. So I wanted to be the best version of me.
How did you start working on your game? What are the things that you started doing at that young age to get you to ultimately where you are?
Man, one thing I did, I worked on the ladder, on the foot ladder, man. I used to go through drills with my old middle school coach, and I still talk to him to this day. Coach, his name is Coach Buford. Just that ladder. I stayed close to that ladder, so we're just working on my footwork. And as big as I were, I had real fast feet. So I was working out with the skill play, I was working out with the DBs too. And we kind of do similar things if you want to look at it at that perspective. But man, I was just backpedaling. I was literally backpedaling, breaking. But nah, man, it's just moving around, with my body. Yeah.
And in terms of like your size and your growth patterns, were you did it have you a big growth spurt at a certain time? Was it steady? How would that go?
I want to say that summer of coming into the 9th grade, I had a big growth spurt. I jumped from I want to say 5'9" to at least 6'3", 6'4", maybe 6'5". I really wasn't, too precise on the measurements, but yeah, I had a big growth spurt.
Did it take a while to kind of coordinate your body? Because that's a lot of change.
No, it was, man. I was big too. I was fat, man. So I just grew my legs, my knees was always hurting, man. My back, everything was just hurting, but I still get through though.
Were you a social kid at that age? Because being bigger than everybody, sometimes it'd be tough.
The town was so small that everybody knew me. They already knew me already, so it really wasn't too much of adjusting. Everybody just, oh, you got big, whatever. But man, it was cool. It was chill.
Talking to your mom, she says, you were always about sports, your grades, like to play video games a little bit. Yeah. What were some of your favorite video games growing up?
Man, growing up, I played one version of 2K. I played 2K20 during COVID, and I fell in love with that. Played a little Fortnite when it was the thing to play when it first came out. Played a little bit of Madden, but my favorite game, I love the shooting game. I play Rainbow Six Siege, the Tommy Clancy. I play that now. I love that game. So yeah.
You still play?
Yeah, I still play it to this day.
So listen, you're doing your thing on the field.
Yeah.
Obviously you have the size, but the recruitment didn't seem like it was at the level that what we know now how it turned out, right? But at that time, did you feel like, hey, why aren't people seeing me? Or did you just say, okay, I need to get better?
I always just noticed the trend like around my area that we was underdeveloped. And I think that just the coaches were coaching what they knew. And it wasn't their fault, but you know what I'm saying, everybody else is so much farther ahead. And so we got to play catch up. I knew I had to play catch up because I used to sit at home and watch the draft and watch NFL clips. We didn't have like Thundercloud. We can go watch another kid from another college or anything, man. I'm on YouTube. I'm on YouTube in my room just watching, you know, saying, hey, how can I get like that? How can I do this and that? Man, yeah. It took a lot of catching up.
When did the dream shift from I want to get better to I want to be an NFL draft pick, I want to be an NFL player?
I just took it. That was always the main goal. But I just took it step by step. That was the main goal, but I took it, okay, what's the next step? Okay, I'm coming out of high school. I want to go to JUCO to get better. Go to JUCO, get better. Now I want to take it to another level. Now I'm in Miami. Now I want to take it to another level. So
let's go to that part where you're coming out of high school because, you know, a lot of people go to JUCO because something happens, they don't have grades, and they have to go to JUCO. It's not necessarily a football thing, but you have the guys like Aaron Rodgers, you know, Josh Allen, and yourself, who they have the grades, but developmentally, it makes sense to go to junior college. So talk to me about that decision to go to Holmes Community College.
Yeah, and I had every JUCO offer in Mississippi, man, and I had a lot of HBCUs too, but I don't know, man. I just felt that going to the HBCU, I was selling myself short, and in spite of what I wanted to do. And I knew, and I got a call. I got a call from Les George, and he was a real good friend of my O-line coach in high school, and I felt this sense of this genuine feeling, you know. And he was just telling me, man. He was just showing me what JUCO can do for me, you know what I'm saying? And then he's showing me what I want to go, where I aspire to be. And so, man, I just fell in love with that, man. It worked out for me.
And what impact did Coach George have on your life?
Man, Coach George is the real father figure to me, you know. Man, all throughout JUCO, man, he was helping me, even on the field and off the field, you know. I used to stay on his couch sometimes to go to camps, go to college camps, you know. Man, it was a real genuine guy. And still to this day, man, we still talking, texting, everything, sending each other inspiration. Now he's a head coach. Now he's a head coach at Southwest Community College. But man, just him having my O-line coach, man, gave me a real blueprint. You know what I'm saying? What a man looks like, you know. Yeah.
Do you think he saw the vision of all this and where you're at now?
No. Yes, he had no doubt in his mind. I know he did. Yeah.
And would he tell you like, hey, this is where you could be?
Yeah, he told me from day one. From day one, man, from where I was in high school to now. He told me I was gonna be the one. So and I took that to heart.
You're in JUCO, you're developing. I know you're taking it step by step, but was there a moment where you're like, man, okay, I'm feeling the leap. I feel like I'm getting ready to the next level.
Yeah, I want to say it was. Well, I really wasn't too much in the ranks. I never had any stars, but man, when I got my first, when I first came out, I was a 4-star, and I was the #1 tackle in Mississippi, and in the national rankings, and it was that going into my second year, and I was like, okay, I see it, you know what I'm saying? I'm over here rubbing my hands, rubbing my palms, man. I'm ready to go. So yeah.
So you have a lot of different process coming out of JUCO than it was coming out of high school, right? Yeah. A lot of schools after you. Yeah. You know, your talent's being recognized. Mm. Schools in the South, Southeast, Southeastern Conference, but then Miami, a little farther. Yeah. What was that process like when they came after you?
Man, it was kind of hectic because I had never seen what I seen today. Like I went going to Ole Miss and they're playing LSU and it's a tight game and the whole stadium is rocking. Like you're gonna fall in love with the fireworks. They're going up in there, you know. And so it was just real hard to not fall in love with the smoke, chasing the white smoke, you know. And it was real hard. So I had to find what I was looking for when I was going to JUCO, man. That's a real, like, genuine coach, real family-oriented coach, you know, and the one that's has receipts of development and what he can do, you know what I'm saying, as far as that.
So you come on your visit, never been to Miami, right? Never been to Florida, or you've been to Florida
Never
before?
been to Florida. I never been out the state of Mississippi. Well, I've been out the state of Mississippi, but it was a visit. When I came out here, man, it was a visit and a family vacation for me and my family, man. I promise you, we took advantage of that. I promise you we did. Yeah.
Was your family liking it too?
My family loved it out here, man. My family loved it. Yeah.
And what was it like for you? I mean, just seeing it and kind of knowing, hey, this. I know the visit's different than the day-to-day grind that you have once you become a student athlete. But what was the feeling like? Man, this could be a place I call home.
Man, I know from my family, I know that the eyes was just big, man. They had the deer in the headlights eyes, man. They were just looking around, and I'm like, oh wow, because they had never seen, like, I don't think they ever seen palm trees, you know. And so it was a real good feeling to have them, you know what I'm saying, outside of Cleveland, you know. And then just for me, man, just I was trying to envision myself in this, you know what I'm saying? And Cork, it was just riding up and down the streets. And then when we go to the facility, man, me clocking in at 5, 6 o'clock in the morning, man, every day. And I was just seeing what they were doing in practice and just envisioning myself there, you know? So, yeah.
It's like people think this is the South, but, you know, you got parrots flying around, you got iguanas. It's like a whole different deal out here.
Yeah, man, it's Animal Planet. It's Animal Planet out here.
So Coach Mirabal, talk about the receipts.
Yeah.
I know he was a teacher.
Yeah.
He actually taught my brother-in-law. So and he said the guy used to run out of chalk because he was writing so much on the board. So now you're meeting Coach Mirabal. Did he have a plan for you? Like, what was his presentation to you?
His presentation with me, he first led off with the question, what do I want to do? And obviously I told him I want to go to the NFL. And still to this day, he holds me to that standard, you know? And I mean, obviously it was a big gamble, even committing here, because I had other schools to choose from. But again, man, I bet on myself again, man, and it's paying off.
And just the type of teacher that he is, right? Because he always says he's not a coach, he's a teacher. Do you see that when he talks about your fundamentals, especially with someone like you who has a unique body type? It's not like one size does not fit all with you.
Yeah, no doubt. And that's been the biggest key point of why we click together so good, man, because I'm a student. I'm a student of the game first. And so when he's going there and teaching and explaining things, I'm understanding, I'm asking questions, you know what I'm saying, to pick his brain. You know, man, we just go back and forth and everything in that aspect. But man, I love my coach, man. I love my coach.
Just being part of, we talked a little bit about Cam and all that, but just being part of that season, number one offense in the country. Obviously, I know the team goals didn't get all of them, although you had a lot of success. Yeah. But I mean, being part of an offense that there's not many people on the planet that can say they played on an offense that was that dominant. Yeah. What was that like?
Man, I was playing, but I was just taking it all in at one point. I had never experienced anything like that, man. It was my first season of college football, and we doing this. So I'm like, okay. Okay, man, this is what it's all about. All right. But man, it was just amazing, man. And I try to look back on it, because this season owes us nothing, you know. So we got a whole another season ahead of us, man. But that was a good season, I must say.
I mean, it wasn't all just straight, dominance as far as you go. I mean, you come on the field, you're going against, Virginia Tech. They got these fast, little quick guys, tough matchups for you with your size and not having the experience yet. What allowed you to say, okay, maybe I got beat this time, and then continue to get better by the end of the season? You're like a whole different player than at the beginning.
Yeah, man. Again, man, it's been the story of my life, man. I take an L, but I learn from it. And, you know what I'm saying, next time around, you won't beat me again. Because I've been learning from that, you know what I'm saying? And it was tough. It was tough going out, you know what I'm saying, and playing against those guys, man. But it was good. It's all for the better. So yeah.
Yeah. Now, I know one thing with you, very spiritual. I see you posting, scripture.
Yeah.
What's that? How much has your faith impacted your life and your ability to go through this journey?
Man, every decision I made in my life was based on faith, man, and just praying and just put myself in, you know what I'm saying, prayer, and just finding that place where I can talk to God, man, and he speaks to me, man, and I wouldn't be here without God. I say that, man. I couldn't lean on my own understanding, bro. I promise you I couldn't. But man, yeah, it's been good. God's been good to me.
Now, usually guys have to go pro and go to Pro Bowls before they start getting their own food items. But you already got it, man. You got the Bell Burger at my man Pop Subs.
Yeah.
So what was that like? You know, people. I don't know if you told your family, people in Mississippi, like, hey man, I got my own burger over here.
Yeah. They know. They know. They text me about it. Say, hey, can I bring one on the plane with me and everything, man? I'm like, no, God, I can't do that. I can't do that one.
So for those who don't know, what's in the Bell Burger?
Man, Bell Burger, man, is 3 patties, caramelized onions, bacon, and my special Bell sauce.
What's the Bell sauce? That secret recipe?
I can't tell you. I can't tell you. But no, man, you can dress it up, man. If you don't like onions, you don't like bacon, man, go ahead. But I mean, it's all for the kids, man. We donate every cent. You talk to Pat. I talked to Pat, man. We donated every cent to the Boys and Girls Club, and we're gonna do that. We're gonna do a back to school drive for the kids of Miami, coming up in around August before school starts again. So, man, go rush Pop Subs.
Yeah, I mean, you're not like a retired person trying to give back. Yeah. You're in the prime of doing what you're doing, and you're still already giving back. So why was that so important to you?
Man, I was trying to make an impact. You know, that's always been my since I'm in this stature, man. I'm just trying to do what I can, you know what I'm saying, the best way I can, and to make the most of it. And so I think that was the best way I could do it as far as right now. And it's not taking up time from football or, you know what I'm saying, life. So, yeah.
Got a lot of questions from the fans here, so let's get into it.
All right.
We got at Cam Moore's #1 fan wants to know, who's your favorite football player growing up?
I watched a lot of Joe Thomas and Trent Williams and Deion Dawkins. I watched a lot of them, man. I tried to steal their style of play. But I say them probably was the 3 that I watched the most. Probably them. So yeah.
So you were a student of the game even back then. You weren't like watching just the Odell Beckhams of the world. No, you're focused on your position.
I knew I was the old lineman, so I tried to watch the old lineman. But I grew up a Seahawks fan, and so I used to watch Russell Wilson as well, and Marshawn Lynch and Richard Sherman, the whole Legion of Boom. That's when I fell in love with the Seahawks. But man, I love the Seahawks defense so well. When they were Legion of Boom, but yeah.
A question from Yang Ji wants to know, what's your favorite movie or TV show?
Man, my favorite TV show, I have 2. One of them is Bernie Mac, and the other one is Everybody Hates Chris. I grew up watching it, and I still watch it today. And you said favorite movie?
Yeah.
Man, I fell in love with John Wick. I love John Wick. I like that. I love action movies. I think John Wick's one of the ones. So yeah.
Maybe a cameo when you're in the NFL, just be like a bodyguard or something like that.
Yeah. You need to come to me right now.
Yours truly solely wants to know, what does it take to get to your level?
Just embrace the losses and just to figure out who you are in every situation, and you know what I'm saying, just keeping the faith. That's all.
Yeah. Another question here. What team are you most excited to face this coming season? I know the answer is, the next practice, right? The next workout. So I won't even make you answer that one, because I know what the answer is. But let's go to the Aaliyah here. Yeah. She wants to know, what's the best part about being a Miami Hurricane?
The best part is having a family right now with the current players that I'm with, the teammates with, but also the past players, man. The alumni dinner is deep, it's packed. I'm talking to everybody. I see Brian McKinney there, so I'm texting him and everything. So just to see them guys come and pour to us, it's really like you know what I'm saying, they're really my big family that I was looking for, And so that's awesome. It's amazing.
Do you have a relationship with Brian McKinney? I know you guys get compared a lot because of your size, the JUCO, the whole deal.
I text him once or twice, and I plan on texting him again, just to get acquainted and get some tips, on football and everything. But yeah, he's a cool guy.
One thing about McKinney's offensive line and really about your offensive line too is different backgrounds, right? So, you and Ness Cooper coming from the South, Mao Noah's coming from a whole different part of the world. McCoy, Florida guy, Rodriguez, Miami guy, Cuban guy, James Brockermeyer from Texas. What allows you guys to bond and communicate just by coming from all these different places?
Oh man, we just got acquainted with each other since day one, and that was Coach Mirabal's selling point as well when he was recruiting me, man. He was just saying that we all come from different areas of the world, but we all come together to get to one goal. We trying to beat everybody to sleep, plain and simple. And so, man, we just found ourselves, coming together, and now we're brothers forever. So we're good.
That's awesome. DM Doria wants to know, who's the funniest guy on the offensive line?
Cooper funny guy. All of them are funny. All of them are funny. Bruno real funny. I say out of new guys, SJ pretty funny his own way too, but you gotta be around them to find out. But all of them cool guys and all of them funny, and we like to laugh and play all the time. So yeah.
If you're the offensive coordinator, you're drawing up one of those, tackle eligible plays. Yeah. Who you calling the number 4?
Me.
You go up and get it?
Yeah, I'm getting it. Yeah, you can hook a ladder to me, man. You can do whatever, man. I'm going to get it. Just take my knee braces off first. I gotta take my knee braces off.
Don't hear the scouting report. Now that you're going to take the knee braces off, they're going to cover you, man. You got to be careful on here. LFG Canes wants to know, just in terms of defensive linemen you're going against, some guys that, I don't say give you trouble, but give you work, to make you get better when you compete against them. Yeah. Who are some of those guys?
Just coming up, or
just on terms of the Miami Hurricanes, like guys you see in practice that get better.
I'm practicing against Ruben Maine, a potential first round draft pick. I've been seeing it on the internet. I'm practicing against Akeem Mesidor, and even the young guys. I'm practicing against Marquise Lightfoot and Malik Bryan and all those guys, and Armando Blunt and Hayden Lowe. So I can go on down the list, but all those guys give me a different look. And so that's what I need. I need the variety. So when I do face that, when I do come to the game and I do have to face that, I'm already familiar with it. So yeah.
The scouting report, obviously anybody that's going to be your height, trying to get low on you and all that stuff. So what are some of the things you do? Because I've seen it on the practice field, I've seen it on the field, just your ability to bend and all that. Yeah. And it gets better every single time. Yeah. What are some of the things you're doing to really get that movement going? Man,
I just been just focusing on me, just been in the weight room, man, just working on mobility and while working out, while conditioning, just finding that balance between getting bigger, getting stronger, getting faster, while, maintaining and increasing my mobility, range of motion or whatever. And it translates to the field of play, Are
we going to see with a yoga mat anytime soon or not?
Nah, not yoga. I've been doing Pilates. Pilates, man. I go to the strength staff, and they'll send me over some stretches or whatever. I stay in the training room, but yeah,
Pilates is no joke, man.
Yeah, no, it is.
So people see, the good stuff, right? They see you winning the game against Cal. They see all these high points, but no one sees the times you don't want to get up because you're hurting and you're just like, man, I got to wake up and work out. Yeah. What allows you to push through and get to where you got to go?
I say when I first got into football, I knew I wasn't doing it for myself, and so I got some people that I got to take care of, and so I know I can't let them down, and I know that people here and in this facility, I know they hold me to a high standard. I know I got some people that's looking up to me, and I can't slack off. And I won't. Yeah.
Markel, listen, I know everybody here is happy to have you. Yeah. Really enjoyed talking to you. Remember to like and subscribe. Canes All Access Storm Sessions also on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. And get your season tickets so you can watch this guy go to work. Markel Bell, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.